Clap, 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 clap. Elizabeth Danger Normans!
Hello, how's it going? It's going good. I clearly picked out this outfit, right? You can tell. But look, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, God damn it. I look like a wizard salesman. That was not what I was going for when I put this together. I was like, young, fun, little witchy, and then I was like, I sell timeshares to wizards. It's what ended up happening. So that's fine, that's great. I've come to terms with it already. I screamed, but now I'm fine. It's good. Is anyone here from Baltimore? Nice. That's good. And other people, do you live here? Do you live in Baltimore? Okay, well, a little less enthusiastic. And I get it. That's fine. I am both from Baltimore and I live in Baltimore. It's interesting. You know, people have been talking shit a lot, which, I mean, all the time. But recently, over the summer, we had a little more than usual. People specifically were talking shit about our rats. And by people, I mean one person in particular, who was pretending that he was not also president of the rats that live here. You're president of all the rats, dude. It's your job. So, okay. But it was interesting because it's like, look, do we have a lot of rats in Baltimore? Yes, we do. Are they really, really big? Yeah, they are. Am I really, really proud of them? Yeah, you bet I am, because they worked hard to get that big, okay? You don't wake up like that, you gotta earn it, you know? It's crazy. We've got these rats, they're jumping in and out of trash cans day and night. They come out in the day. They're like CrossFit rats, basically, is what we have in Baltimore, and that's pretty cool, I think. Every time I see a rat, I'm like, yeah, you go, girl. You really did it today. You're making it happen out here. It's so fun. I love it. I love it so much. I love our rats. It to the point where it gives me like a misplaced sense of confidence in other cities, I think. Because, I don't know, like, look, I was in New York recently for a competition. Obviously, I lost, which is why I'm still in Baltimore. I did not win. I am here. You're welcome. But I was in a competition in New York, and New York is the kind of place where you'll get like really nervous at first, because you're like, wow, this is a city, right? This is a big city, okay. Who do I think I am? And then I saw their rats, and I was like, no, your rats are too small. You have no power over me, you know? I think it's like the city version of my dad could beat up your dad. But our rats could eat your rats. They could swallow them whole and spaghetti their little rat tails, like, you know? It's really fun. I don't know if you guys saw this video. It was viral, but maybe some of you didn't see it. A couple of years ago, there was that one video that came out that was like that New York rat that was like dragging a slice of pizza down the street, like it had like a full slice and was dragging it. Which I was like, that's cute. But like a Baltimore rat would just like lean down and like pick up that pizza and like eat it with its hands. Be like, you want a bite? And you're like, no, I'm good. And they're like, that's what I thought. Keep walking. Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. It's good. It's great. I love the rats that we have here. It's so fun. It's really good. It's really, really good. If you say it's good, then it becomes good. So it's great. It's interesting too, because I think people get a certain idea of what Baltimore is like, right? Like a lot of people who, you know, haven't been to Baltimore, and a lot of people who are from out of town get this idea of what Baltimore is like. I think that comes from the media, you know, like TV shows about Baltimore, movies, just the regular news. But it definitely like gives people a certain impression, right? Like, one question that I get a lot is Baltimore, is it like The Wire? And I'm like, thank you so much for asking me. A person who would definitely know. Thank you for asking me if it's like The Wire. The Wire, of course, is an HBO show, not a documentary set in Baltimore. It's about drugs, crime, crooked cops, and you're like, okay, that happens here sometimes. to kind of a lot of the time. But that's just one narrative, right? There's a bunch of different narratives about any given city. Baltimore's also like Step Up. Or Step Up to the Streets, depending on your neighborhood. And that is, if you don't remember, also set in Baltimore. It's a dance film where a young white man introduces a young white woman to hip hop. And that happens somewhere in Baltimore every day. So it's actually getting really serious right now. We've got a lot going on, so it's good. We have a lot of cool stuff in Baltimore, actually. People don't know that. You know, we're so close to DC that we get some of the runoff of the national things. You know, like they have most of them, and we don't care about that at all. But they've got, you know, like the National Archives, National Portrait Gallery, National Gallery of Art. Oh, no one else has a gallery of art? Cool. Whatever. I don't care at all. Clearly. They have the National Zoo, but Baltimore has the National Aquarium. And it is nice. It is very nice. It's like a jewel in the harbor. I have seen a rat there before as well, but it's really nice. It's gorgeous. It is too easy of a place to abduct a child, I think. And that concerns me a little bit. It's just like, look. Any place that you go where you're going to take any destination for kids, they're going to be bouncing off the walls, running all over the place, sure. But the aquarium, unlike a lot of other places, is mostly lit by fish tanks. It's just like really dark for a really long time. And that makes me nervous because like I don't even want a kid, but I can't resist a deal. You know, it's just look, it's tough, right? It really is like 7 kids free with admission. It's out of control. And people are like, Elizabeth, like, why would you want a kid right now? How would that fit into your lifestyle? I'm like, I buy things on Instagram ads all the time, including this suit, if you'll believe it. Anything can fit into your lifestyle, it turns out. Even 7 kids that you found at the aquarium. So I can't go back there, it's too tempting. It's too much for me. It's tough. I was walking in Baltimore recently, and I was like, oh, this has been such a good walk. No one has yelled at me yet. And then immediately someone did yell at me. You can't ever enjoy a moment. You always have to be passing through that. I think it's a Buddhist saying or something like that. Someone's gonna yell at you. I think the Buddha said that. It's fun. Most of the time when people catcall me and when people yell at me, look, people have different tactics, right? Different ways that they respond to something like that. Like some people are like, you need to get really aggressive. You need to be like, hey, don't yell at me. No one likes it. Even if it's a compliment, it's scary. It's 2019. You always have to let people know what year it is so that they know what they did was bad. Just to be like, put it into context. It's 2019 and you go, whoa, well, they brought up the year, so I guess it must be pretty serious. It's 2019, don't yell at people. Me personally, I usually don't respond. Partially because like, look, I don't want to get involved, but also a lot of the time, I don't know who they're talking to, right? Catcall's not always very specific. Like they're like, hey beautiful, I'm like, who's to say I'm the beautiful one? So many beautiful women out here on these streets. What this man said was, hey, you got no butt. And I was like, all right, that one's for me. I'm not confused about who you're talking to. How dare I, really, walk without a butt and just think I could get away with it? What kind of clown prince of crime do I think I am? Just unleashing chaos on the streets of Baltimore, walking by, minding my business, no butt at all. Outrageous. It hurt my feelings, obviously. It happened months ago, I'm still talking about it. Clearly I have a lot of feelings about this. It hurt my feelings because I know that I have a butt. However, I don't have enough of a butt to get into an argument about it and feel confident that I'm going to win. That's the level of butt I'm working with right now. We're trying to make some changes. That's gonna take a little while. Okay? All right. I do feel like if scientists were studying my butt, they'd be like, I'm sorry, it's within the standard deviation of butt. Statistically, we can't prove your butt exists, which means it doesn't. So the real problem in Baltimore is we have too many scientists walking around shouting their findings at women, which is why I think we should shut down Johns Hopkins. I think that they have done enough. Yeah, we should shut them down for that and not the other things that they're doing, like profiting off of ICE raids or forming their own police force. It's funny too, because we can't shut them down because they're the biggest employer in the city, so our whole economy would collapse. This is a part of my set I like to call just some facts that you can Google them. You can look it up and it's true. Thank you. It's good. It's great. I do run a show called Hot Set where everyone has to eat spicy peppers before they go on stage. I personally love hot peppers. I like them a lot. I eat them regularly to the point where people are like, do you just not feel it? You got no taste buds? You got no nerve endings? You don't feel how hot these peppers are? And I'm like, wrong. I was raised Catholic, so it hurts really bad. I just like that. I just love suffering for some indeterminate reason. I don't know, God said it? Okay, you got it. I'll be doing that then. It's really fun. It's a fun show. You should come out. It's over the crown every fourth Wednesday, so just saying. Just saying, it's good. I was raised Catholic, very religious growing up, so for me that meant that I did not have sex for the first time until I was 19 years old. And when I did, I had never watched porn before, so the only time I'd ever seen a penis was in a biology textbook, and they are so different when they're not cut in half. What am I looking at? Where is your Cowper's gland? Oh no, okay. It's fine. It's going fine. It's good. I'm fine. It's great. I don't think that I'm depressed, but are there days where I don't take a shower? I just lift up my underwire and shake the crumbs out of my bra? Yes. Is that depression? Don't answer that, please. Thank you. I'll figure that out later. I've got a lot going on right now, so that's on the list, but we're prioritizing, so it's good. I started a new job recently, which is nice. Saw someone looked like they wanted to clap. Well, don't do it now. Now I don't want it. It's fine. I started a new job recently, which is okay. It is good in some ways because it's an improvement in some ways because I was getting harassed at my old job. And that was tough for me because I was an elementary school art teacher and I was getting harassed by children pretty much constantly, which was very bizarre, right? It's a weird phenomena to happen. I had one fourth grader who kept telling me that he could tell I worked out. I'm like, whoa, I don't even know what you think that means. I can't, my brain hurts trying to understand where you think this conversation is going. And I had another little girl who was in the pre-K who started telling me that she wanted me to come to her house and pee on her mom. I'm like, whoa, there is no way that you can afford that. It's not happening. Call me when you got some cash. I've been Elizabeth Norman. Thank you so much.
Give up